Hey, what's up, guys? Quick disclaimer, this is a 21-year-old and up channel, so if you're not 21 years or older, please leave the channel now. Appreciate it. As you can see, we are just waiting for the drying cycle basically to finish up. We didn't throw any pond shield yesterday. We went over everything. We ran water. I don't know if you saw that video. We ran muriatic acid down through everything, so we etched the concrete, and then after doing that we stuck the fan on it and it just wouldn't dry fast enough yesterday in time, so we gave it all day, all night yesterday to dry up as best it could. It looks like it's pretty close. I think we're good to go ahead and pond shield. We did coat, we put more concrete down, smoothing out the inside and the bottom here. You can see we smoothed out quite a bit. You can see a few little hairline cracks, but pond shield will take care of that. And we're almost, like I said, we're going to be throwing the pond shield up now to the garden. It's a monster. We got we're day 18 of flower. This is a lunar cheese from Luna Whitcomb, or Luna All Day. Let's see, there we go. Then we've got her raspberry deadheads. Look at how these few branches here just taking off. Look at that one there. It's weird how, there's always, the top of the plant. Here's the top of the plant right here. That's the top. And then we get these side branches from the bottom that want to shoot up. And see, this is the other plant. See the side branch just want to shoot up. It's usually one or two of them. Over here on this one. This one here just shot up. Here's the top, and it does that almost every time. Here's the orange lean. This is the top, and then these are catching up. So we're kind of forcing them to grow without topping and without a scrog net or bending or twisting, or I'm just pruning basically, but we have to prune not all at once, pruning throughout the veg cycle and throughout the flower cycle, but not too much. Like if this pruning past, right now, week 3, this is day 18, so it's week 2, we're in week 3 right now, so I'm done pruning. We're done. We will not be taking if we take a finger, maybe here and there, but as far as, I'll take the first 3 weeks and pluck every day until we get to this point. And we can see that we have, we can see through the plants pretty well. If we have to take a finger like this one here, so be it. That's fine. But we will not be taking mass amounts. The mass amounts of leaves that we will be removing is done. We don't want to take too much past this point because we're seeing flower now. So now that we're seeing flower, the light can penetrate, the air can flow. Speaking of that, when you turn the fan back on, and we don't need to be defoliating every day anymore. That's just going to hurt us. So, like I said, too much of a good thing turns into a bad thing eventually. So we want to limit pruning past week 3. My opinion. That's just my opinion. If you want to prune the thing till it dies, that's fine. Go ahead, prune it till it dies. I don't care. But I've noticed and heard from Master Grow, I'll say people who've been doing this a lot longer than me, any type of defoliation past like week 3, week 4, you're really hurting yourself in the flower production, because the plant is trying to focus more on fixing itself than it is growing flower. So, it needs these solar panels, but then again, it also wants airflow and light flow. There's a fine line, I believe. It's kind of like a haircut, in my opinion. Like, I'm gonna thin them until they look decent, until they look uniform, nice fade. I'm talking about like on your hair. You know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't put a lot of fade on one side and none on the other. It would look kind of dumb. So I want it uniform looking. I want to be able to see through the plant about week 3, and then from here on it'll fill back in and grow its flowers. But it'll focus more on flower than filling in. So it'll have enough time from here on out to fill back in and focus on flower production. And that's just, like I said, that's just my opinion. I've done it both ways. I've been stripping all the way to the end of flower, and the buds just don't seem to get as big. So I realized that it's just like everything else. It's, too much of a good thing is a bad thing. It will eventually turn into a bad thing. So it's a fine line, kind of like dropping mulch down here. We don't want too much, but we want enough to feed our isopods. Worms are right here on top. Look at the springtails. You can see when we move anything, like the aeration is what I'm looking for. You look at those guys, those critters are giving me aeration. Those springtails, look at the springtails, the earwigs. All these guys are shredders. Those are my dairy cows and my isopods. The isopods are the dairy cows are the white ones. They're the big ones. They're aerating and breaking down organic matter. They're cleaning this pad. So remember, we put this pad here yesterday, and it's pretty much clean now. So we can just bring this over here. Let's see. We'll stick it down, yeah. Suck up some of this waste. Back over here. We'll stick it in a different spot this time. We'll let's see, let's do it right here. The Empress trees. We pruned, of course we had to prune this one back. It's we don't want it interfering with our money crop here. So like this here is getting too close. We already know that's going to have to come off. So we'll just pop it off. Good toilet paper right here. The Empress tree. Smells like kind of like when you break it up, it's got a real oily peanut butter type smell. Make your butt smell like peanut butter. Yeah, this is called an Empress. I call it elephant ears or Empress. like royal, like they get really big. They produce these like pink and white flower. They produce these little nuts like this big. They pop open, release seeds, but they don't need to release seed to reproduce. They literally pop up from the roots, so they don't need anything. Like this comes from this, so the root will pop off a new one. So you can literally cut them down. I could cut this right here and it will start growing again. Like I cut it right here and it popped off here. So if I cut it here, it'll probably pop off here and just keep going. It'll never stop unless you pull it from the roots. You have to pull it up from the roots. Look at that. Huge photosynthesis. So these are really important in my opinion because they are photosynthesizing and creating a lot of sugar. They're creating and pushing a lot of that down into the rhizosphere. I know it's pulling a lot of nutrient, but I don't care. All of this gets chopped and dropped right back down into the ground. So everything that's being pulled up gets put right back. Of course, it's not available immediately, but it will be in the future. So a lot of growing this is mainly for capturing this light, turning that light into energy, sugars, pushing those sugars down into the rhizosphere. These leave the root zone. We never pull roots, so the roots stay. They create a network that the fungi can attach themselves to. We chop these cannabis every 4 months or so. 3 to 4 months we'll be chopping those. The roots dissolve back into the ground as food, and then we just plant right beside it. The new roots tap into the new network. We top off like a top dress with our IMO that we cook. So our IMO, this is IMO 3. It's just wheat bran and indigenous microorganisms that we cultured. Actually, these come from OK Calyx. So you can get his IMO starter pack. He sends you out a starter pack with everything you need. Just get one of these going. On his website, okcalyx.com. You can find him on OK Calyx, YouTube, Instagram. Instagram's a good place. He's there a lot. And then we got Luna All Day. Luna All Day is where the lunar cheese is and the raspberry deadhead comes from. We haven't looked at Cooter and Scooter this morning, have we? We gotta go check on our boys and girls. What's up, Digger? What's up, buddy? You doing alright this morning? You waiting, ain't you? Say you an isopod, you go have fun. He knows me now. Like he'll come to me. He doesn't run now. He thinks I'm gonna feed him now. Show you how big he is. He's not very big. What do you think, buddy? I pick you up all the time now. You're not scared. So I'm glad you're not scared anymore. He's just a baby. Nieces and nephews found him out on the road. Made Mama stop, pick him up, of course. Ended up here. So we built him this. This is an addition. And then we did more of an addition. Since we started with that, we were just like, screw it, we might as well go ahead and build a whole new one. That one's for food over there. What's up, Pooter? Pooter's our goldfish. And then there's Plinko, there's Shiner. Some mollies. And there's Plinko, our algae eater. That is Scooter. And that is Cooter. That's the gang. The gang is all here this morning. We didn't feed them yesterday. They're hungry. We can let's go ahead and feed them right now, and then we'll get out of here. Got some super lab. That's really gotten blue now. Huh. Y'all gonna watch me make a mess. Come on, turn. There we go. Super lab. Great stuff. Helps break down waste, organic matter, cleans, and don't ask me what else it does. I'm gonna unplug this. It's science, you know what I mean? We are using one-handed crap. We are using Blue Ridge Platinum Plus Pro professional grade koi food formula. Been using this for years from outdoor pond, and we got big news coming for APSU, so stay tuned for that. Big news. Big news. What y'all doing? Alright, let me make sure. Boom. Make sure Pooter gets his. The turtles don't need much. Pooter does need a few. And he did get some. We don't like feeding a whole lot. And that's what keeps the pond clean. They eat algae, they eat all kinds of things. They do need food, but not a whole lot. So, in our Monstera, the biggest Monstera I've ever seen. Camera don't do it justice. Don't do it justice. So, with that being said, I hope everybody enjoys their Thursday. And we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.